Pleasure Explosion, everybody, the number one podcast on the Explosion Network. That's actually probably a legit
No,
call,
I don't
right?
know if that's actually
No?
It's the number one
You don't reckon?
It's the number one ejaculation
it's-
metaphor podcast on the internet.
No.
No, not even close.
No.
I don't know what it is, but it's probably not.
Jono, stop listening to this episode already. You fucked it. Thanks, Jack.
My pleasure. Explosion. Ha!
Okay. Hello, Nick. You look very happy
Hello.
to be here today.
I'm extremely happy.
He,
What are you,
he
tired?
says as he fucking falls asleep.
Oh, I'm just wrecked. I've worked pretty much straight through from Monday last week.
Oh no.
Why? That's
Oh,
7
people-
days.
The money
People,
fucking.
yeah, people have quit work and fucking...
You should have
gone on
quit.
Holidays.
Why didn't you quit? Then you wouldn't be tired.
I don't have the luxury to quit.
You'd be like this. Fucking making it rain out here.
What happened to the other people that let them quit? Did they win the lottery?
Those
No, they have
pricks.
other jobs, yeah, apparently.
That's depressing.
Right.
I
That's-
don't
yeah.
think they let them quit. I don't think you really have as an employer, have a choice to say, no, you're not quitting.
They can try.
Yeah, they could.
Well, if they have a contract.
they can give it a crack.
I
Yeah.
don't know
Depends
how
what's in the contract.
successful they'd be.
All right.
care
Well,
about
rounding out
concept
the last of our smaller crew today, Ashley.
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. Let's get into it. Let's talk about stuff. It's good to see you, Dylan. Or talk to you.
Look at that.
Jeez, that
Yeah.
was...
Look at that.
Get the excitement
Look
up.
at that.
It's
Look
told
at
you I
that
can turn it on.
180 spin from fucking Nick's. Hello, everybody. I'm tired. Hey, everybody. Hi, I'm Ash. Good to be here.
Oh, that was exhausting.
Jeepers.
I was about to say, are you fucking tired now with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Gee whiz.
Give me like
Don't use
5.
don't use all your energy too
Too early
too
in the
quickly.
episode.
Yeah, too early in the episode. Although it's not really a high energy episode. All right, my topic for this week. I wrote down this topic after we did the top 10 albums.
Sorry, are you forgetting someone?
Why?
No,
No.
I think he just sort of...
No.
We had a little
No,
conversation.
I gave Jack his moment. I said something Jack, and Jack was like,
Pleasure.
Uh,
I said,
And I was
I
like,
said
well,
pleasure,
you-
and then I said explosion. I think that was my bit.
yeah, that was
my bit.
That was
Yeah.
his bit.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
his
bit.
bit.
Right, okay.
That was a
Yeah,
fun
he
bit.
got a bit. That was a bit.
Yeah.
It was good. That was my bit.
At Cruisy, mate. Bye, everybody.
No, we do Twitters at the end. Of the show.
ASHLEYHOB.
Oh, it's not over yet? Oh, Jesus.
At Lord Empire.
TomDoBomb89
All right.
everywhere but Snapchat.
Oh my fucking god! I wrote down my topic after we did the top 10 albums edition, because after talking about Eminem
Well-
and how like he was in my
Yeah, because I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess this will make more sense to the people when you tell them what the topic is. But we obviously know what the topic is. I was going to ask: is that one of us said someone who is like not a likable?
Why don't you let him explain the topic and then...
Yeah, do that, and then I'll ask
Ask.
a question.
So my topic, I'm calling it separating art from artist. I think that's like that's like the definition I think of it, or stuff like that. Because there's different examples I have, a couple different ones to widen the spectrum of what this is to me. And the first one is like separating art from artist. When I was talking about the Eminem thing on the albums, where it's like, oh, he says homophobic slurs a lot and stuff like that in a lot of his, especially his older albums. And I was like, well, I don't really forgive it, but I kind of just look past it, kind of thing. I listen to Kanye's music. I like Kanye's music. I fucking hate him as a person.
Isn't it
though.
Kanye?
And that's Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah.
That's an
Just call him Yeezy.
Yeezy. That's like separating art from artists. And then I was more spurred towards this topic, particularly this week with all the Weinstein stuff in the news, where I've been having this like huge dilemma about like every time I watch something now, it says like executive produced by Harvey or Bob Weinstein. I'm just going to have like a weird reaction to seeing that now. And I saw it when I was watching a TV show just the other day. It's like opening credits, executive producers. I'm like,
like every
like anytime I go back and
any of the viewer skew.
every Kevin Smith movie,
Yeah.
any Quentin Tarantino movie, all this sort of thing. I'm like, well, I know it's not like directly them, but it's just like a
yeah, they're
bothering
associated
thing.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my go-to ones that I don't participate in is I I stopped watching Woody Harrelson movies years ago, even
You
though
mean Woody Allen?
Yes,
Woody
sorry, Woody
Harrelson is a
Allen.
national treasure.
You're right.
Oh,
Woody
dear
Harrelson.
God.
Woody Harrelson is still in the good.
Woody
books.
Harrelson's
still in the good
okay.
I don't watch Woody Allen movies because they're fucking annoying.
I really liked Woody Allen movies. When I was in high school and stuff, and I started watching some of his older movies and stuff like that. Quite liked his movies. Then probably 4 or 5 years ago, whenever the sexual, all that stuff like kind of spurred up again, I never like heard about it because I suppose it died down for a period when I was younger and I never read about it, and then it got spurred up in the news.
Now, is this different?
I made
now,
the decision.
Excuse my ignorance. Is this different to him fucking his daughter?
No, it's part of all the same thing, I guess. But people still continue to watch his movies, and I see forum topics where people are like, yeah, maybe he did do it, but like, it's just a movie, so I'm just going to watch it anyway. Same for like Roman Polanski pictures, even though he ran off to...
He's a pedophile.
Even though he pled
went
guilty
off
and then ran off.
He guilty and ran off, and people still are like, Rosemary's Baby is one of the greatest horror movies ever. And like, I see it even now, like we're in October, Halloween period, they're like, here, the Halloween movies I suggest you watch. Watch Rosemary's Baby. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like I can't separate that movie into being a great movie, and I've watched it. Fantastic fucking movie. I can't watch it again without separating it from the person whose name's so highly attached to it. So yeah, that's what separating art from artist, I
Yeah.
guess, and there's different
Okay.
ways to look at it.
So you can do it for Eminem, but you can't do it for Woody Allen, is what you're saying.
I think. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
case
by case
Yeah, I
basis.
think it is. It's 100% a
Yeah.
case by case basis. I think because for me, there's a few factors, right? I think it depends on one, what the medium is, one, and this will tie into that, is to what level of input the person in question has had on that piece of media or art, what the person did, and like, yeah, I think those are probably the three ones. What they actually did, what impact, like what involvement they had in the medium, and like what the actual medium is. So for like the Weinstein thing, like I knew who Weinstein was and I say that in talking marks because I'm like, people like when I'm like, I don't know who the fuck Harvey Weinstein is when this whole thing came up. I'm not like a big movie buff, like into like the minutiae of it, but when this all came up in the week, I was like, who's Weinstein? Like, he's the dude who with his brother and they're the executive producer. I'm like, that makes sense. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I know him through like the Kevin Smith stuff and all that. And it's like, I'm not gonna like, he's a shit person, right? No question about it. But I'm not gonna not watch like some great movies that I've grown up and loved because some guy who's involved at an executive level, not any creative sort of input probably, has done some fucked up shit. So for me, like, that's not. But something like The Lost Prophets, for instance, which is if you don't know, they're like an alt-rock punk band from like the early 2000s. Long story short, lead singer, basically a pedophile, fucked up dude, in jail now, did all this horrible stuff. I'm like, I can't listen to The Lost Prophets anymore. Like, I just can't. I'm like, no, I can't do it. And I used to really like The Lost Prophets. You really like their music. But that kind of thing, I'm like, this dude's the lead singer, and I'm like, nope, cannot do it.
I just remembered one that I only found out about probably a month ago. They put out Jeepers Creepers 4,
Yeah, I saw the trailer for
I
that.
think, or 3, or
I think it's 3. I think
Is
it's
it 4?
3.
Okay, 3. When I was young, when I was like in early high school, I loved Jeepers Creepers, and me and my friends used to watch Jeepers Creepers all the time. Corny as fucking horror movies.
I only saw the second one.
Found out the dude who directs all those movies, convicted child rapist
Son of a bitch.
or a pedophile, like something along those. Like went to jail for like 5 years, 10 years, I don't know, like a long enough period. Like got convicted and everything. But so I'm not watching Jeepers Creepers 3 anymore. Is how that works. That's where I kind of draw the line. Like I can't watch it and go, it's fine. There was a pedophile on set directing all these people. That's fine.
Without confirming what you've just said, I've just Googled him. He looks like a pedophile.
Without confirming what you just said, I think
so,
you're
hold
right.
on, just from the first line of Wikipedia, or it's like the second paragraph. His ongoing career in filmmaking became controversial after his conviction in 1988 for charges relating to his sexual molestation of a 12-year-old male actor. And yeah, he looks like someone who would do that. He looks like a shit cunt. It's been a while since I said that word on this podcast.
Well, Jono's
There
not
it
here,
is.
so
There it
and
is.
we're kind of talking about shit cunts in this episode.
We will
to
be, yeah.
fair.
It may come up again.
So-
It's hard to say.
Ash, do you have anyone that comes to mind when you talk about
I
separating?
don't know. I feel like I'm better.
nice.
I can just
zone out.
and zone it out. I don't think much about that as probably some other people. Obviously, I have no interest in any of Roman Polanski's movies or anything. But I watched Midnight in Paris the other year and didn't feel anything about Woody Allen.
I fucked everyone by saying the wrong name now.
Yeah.
That's the movie. That is the movie that annoyed me because Midnight in Paris. I remember
really
watching the
good.
trailer and just being like, "Fuck, this looks so good." And I know it's like the type of movie that would really, that's like up my alley. And I just like foot down. I was like, "No, I'm not. I can't." And what did he put out like last year or this year? He put out like Cafe Society.
Yeah,
I watched the trailer. I still watch the trailers for his movies because I'm like, I'm gonna just dip my toe in the water. And I watch the trailer. I'm like, like he makes movies that I like, but or I'm interested in, but I just can't. I can't. I can't sit there and watch it without getting annoyed.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just can't switch off.
First person I thought of when you brought up this topic was back a couple of years ago when Ender's Game was coming out, the movie.
Yep, I wrote him down.
Orson Scott Card. Yeah, obviously he had a big,
yeah.
long history of homophobic rants and that sort of thing, and people were
It's
very
why
against.
I never watched that movie.
Yeah, but everybody's like, oh, or if you go watch the movie, you're supporting him or whatever, but really, how much is of the profits from that movie is going to him or anything? I mean, there's a ton of other people who worked and put all sorts of work into that film that you're just dismissing on the back of one person.
I think that's a big thing.
What's
I
his
don't know
property?
how fair that is, but
Yeah.
It's based on his book. It's his world.
I
It's
know,
his
yeah.
property.
Yeah.
It's his characters. It's his everything about that is from his mind.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he was just a random writer of
Yeah, I
the
know.
thing. It's like it's a
Yeah, I think
So, like, I can't.
movies is probably the one where I'm like I've never I don't think I've ever watched a Woody Allen movie, or a Roman Polanski movie. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. I may have not. But I think movies is the one where I'm like that medium, unless it was like the guy who, and I had like a full investment in it. Like for instance, if Quentin Tarantino, it was came out tomorrow. Quentin Tarantino was a bad person for X, Y, and Z. I'm like, okay, that's gonna hurt.
well.
But I'm probably not gonna watch Quentin Tarantino movies anymore. But because
Are you up to date with the Quentin Tarantino?
no, what's he done?
Stuff.
What's he done?
Well, he came out with
I wanna know?
an article or something like that, and it was about Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
And he was like, I probably knew enough to have done more than I did, which basically says I either had inclinations or I see shady stuff go down, but
Yeah.
I just never did sweet fuck all because he was the one paying for my movies, which to me. He's not in the shit cunt category
No.
quite yet.
That's
but I still
Alright,
like.
I think
I read
yeah,
this.
That's
I read that and I'm like,
that's shitty,
fuck.
but it's commendable that he would come out and say something like that. Like to have the level of character to come out and be like,
I guess.
I know I fucked up.
I'm not commending it because in the same article he then says something like, I hope men in Hollywood can do more to come forward about this. And I was like, it took you until he was fucking charged and thrown under the bus to do anything, you fucker. Like,
Yeah, I mean, without having read the article, I can't really render a full
Is-
opinion on it.
Is what? Sorry.
But like, just going back to my previous point, with like as an example, he's not a child molester or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? But movies is the ones like the Weinstein thing. I'm like, he's a terrible human being, but his level of impact in those movies, like I've never watched a Kevin Smith movie and been like, thanks Harvey Weinstein, thanks for your input in that. Do you know what I mean? I've never watched any movie.
What I've read, it's mostly been the opposite.
It's 100% been the opposite. I've never once been like, I'm so glad Harvey Weinstein was involved in that movie. That's great because I'm not at that level. So movies for me, unless it's like Quentin Tarantino's inglorious fiction dogs. I'm not going to be like movies is probably the medium because there's so many people involved, from the the actors to the director to the producers and the editors and all of the thing. Like, there's a lot involved in a movie, and there's so many people that work on a movie. It's hard to sort of ostracize them all because of one person's actions. But where it's something, I think music is probably the other medium where it's because of how connected you are to the specific people. Like I said, the Lost Prophets.
Yeah.
That lead singer of that band. Like 99% of music, people don't listen to music and go, I really love that band because of the drummer. Oh, they've got a great bass player. You connect with the lead singer. They're the lead. They're the people that you sort of you look to. And when someone like that does something really terrible, it ruins it for you. Like, I like the same thing. I don't listen to Kanye West music mainly because I think he's super overrated, and I don't actually like his music, but also because I think he's fucking shit. He's such a dickhead. And I listen to any song of his comes on, except Gold Digger. That's a great song. Any other song of his that comes on, I'm like, I can hear him up on the stage doing the thing at the Taylor Swift thing. I can see him at like the Hurricane thing, that clip when Mike Myers standing next to him. I'm like, you suck. So I think, the level of involvement, like I said before, the level of involvement of the person on the medium has a massive impact on whether you can still enjoy the art.
Yeah. I think, like, listening to you talk about how it affects more of a, the music thing, but you're not so, because the Weinstein thing, they were, to me, the two of them, really, I don't know if inspirational is the right word, but they were like...
Pivotal? Is it pivotal?
They meant something to me as like someone interested in film, like the history of Hollywood and stuff like this. And so that's maybe why it pisses me off more, I suppose. Like, the idea of watching any movie and they opening credits comes up and it's Miramax logo. I'm like, they paid for this movie. Opening credits comes up Weinstein Company logo. You see it within the first 10 seconds. Their company logo. They paid for this movie. The only reason this movie's happening, sure, there's thousands of people involved, but it's like their money made this movie, and they're dirty, rotten money.
People.
Commendable. If you want to talk about commendable, let's throw in happy stories every now and then. Kevin Smith, as far as I'm concerned, has done the best.
God bless that man.
The best thing of all the news. He's going to take any money made from any of the movies that
all the
were made,
the residuals,
basically. Like, all the money from now is going to a charity. I can't remember the charity's exact names, like Women in Film or Cinema or Hollywood or something like that. And he says if he never makes any money off them again, because the Weinstein Company could potentially just crash. Like, it could just, like, they've already fired Harvey, but it is that stage where it's like, well, it could just be the end of it. Like, that might just be it. One of the biggest
might dissolve and
movie
start something
companies
new.
just might just dissolve. Yeah. So he's like, well, if that happens, I'm just going to donate $2,000 every month to this place.
Yeah.
Because that's whatever.
Champion.
And he said the same thing. Like, he feels so bad about, like, the fact his career was made off the back of the person's money, like his movies and stuff. Like, I'm not saying I won't. I'll still keep watching, like, Tarantino, whatever, Kevin Smith movies. Like, I'm not at the stage with Woody Allen where I'm like, I'm not watching, like, full stop, not watching anymore. But it's just like, it's been bothering me. The idea of it, I suppose, just thinking about it, like seeing the logo, names, stuff like that attached to it and stuff. Marilyn Manson, someone else in the music industry who really like his music, think he's a real dick in real life, though. He's similar to Kanye for me, where I'm like, I listen to all his music. His album this year, fucking great. It's probably his best one in years. But someone else where I'm like, I can't handle watching an interview of that guy.
So give me, because I've only I would consider myself a fan of Marilyn Manson, of his music, not having any knowledge of my knowledge of Manson away from his music career is the rumor about him having his ribs removed to be able to blow himself, and he was on Family Guy once. That's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm like, isn't he like normal, like a normal balanced dude? Like, what's the deal with Manson?
He anytime he's in interviews and stuff, he just comes off really rude and obnoxious and just the typical kind of stuff like that. I remember, example. I remember he was on Chris Hardwick's Talking Dead like a couple of years ago, I think, and he was just atrociously rude and to everyone on there. I think Kevin Smith was on the same episode actually, but he was really rude to everyone on the whole thing. It's just the kind of thing where you're watching something and it just makes you feel awkward because you know that everyone there's trying to be real nice, but you know secretly they're all thinking, this guy's a fuckhead. Like, why is he being like this? Why is he being so rude and stuff like this? And it's just, anytime I watch interviews of him, he's very much the same. He's just very rude and comes off like someone you would not want to say hi to at all. Like, if you bumped into the street, you wouldn't be like, hey, can I get a photo? You'd be like, I'm not even going to bother, because he might just be like,
Yeah, it might
fuck
be a
you,
dick.
man.
Yeah.
Fuck
Kind of
off.
like the Sam Punk kind of thing. Like, a lot of people have said that when they met Sam Punk, he was a complete dick. And they... obviously, Greg Miller's the big one that we all sort of follow from Kind of Funny, but I've heard other people sort of anecdotally say similar things about him, and it sort of ruins him as someone that you sort of look up to as a character. You hear about, like, you know, you look up to a lot of these people, sports stars and, you know, media people, and it's like, oh, you know, went up to them in the street and try to say g'day and try to grab a photo, and they were like a full dick. It's sort of,
Yeah.
You know, can you count that? You know, they haven't raped anyone, but they were just a fucking asshole. Is that going to ruin your perception?
It's
Probably
different
will,
levels
yeah.
It's different levels.
Like, if I went up...
What do you got, Nick?
Yeah, what do you think, Nick? I feel like you got to...
What about you, Nick?
I'm just sitting here thinking that I generally don't worry about all that stuff. Like, I can separate the artist from the art, but then in the same thought, I'm hypocritical because I can't support anything that Lena Dunham, is that her name, has done, because of what she did to her daughter and all that not her daughter, her sister. And all that. I guess for me, I don't know, it just has to do with their personality. And if, say, what annoys me is most of these cases that they have no repercussions. Like, they just keep on going on doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Where they have no repercussions at all. Like, say Rolf Harris, like, I can still enjoy his music knowing that justice has been done to him. Like, he's in jail now.
Yeah,
Like,
I can't.
can you?
Yeah. Tommy Kangaroo
Does
down,
that-
boy, I can't. Not anymore. No. Fuck that prick. I can't do it. Any Dulux ad that comes on, no. Just flip shit. Change
You can
channel.
also take it back, like classical Greek artists and all that kind of stuff. Like, it was commonplace in ancient Greece for men to have like little boy sex slaves, not slaves, but like go with little boys. Like, do you then not appreciate any classical Greek art knowing that could have happened?
Well, not anymore. Thank you.
I mean, I mean,
I rewatched Spider-Man last night. This just reminded me. I rewatched Spider-Man Homecoming last night. One of my favorite parts of that movie is still when they go to the fucking giant tower thing or whatever it's called, and Zendaya's character's like, the teacher's like, "You gonna come in?" She's like, "Nah, I'm not appreciating that shit's built by slaves." And teacher's like, "It wasn't really." And then it turns to the guard's face and he's like, "It kind of was built by slaves," but it's like. Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, if you're thinking about like art in a way of that kind of stuff, like stuff that's built that people go to visit, especially older stuff and stuff like that. Most of America's big
all built
tourist
on slave
attraction
labor
type of stuff, whatever stuff like that would have been built off slave labor. Yeah.
It's like the pyramids. It's like, you ever going to go to, like, what if you go to eat, like, not, I don't know how stable of a country Egypt is at the moment, but if you ever go to Egypt as a tourist, are you going to not go to the pyramids because they were built by slaves, obviously? Any historic structure from, you know, the last 400 years or whatever would have been built by slaves or people.
Take Australia, for
Yep.
example. A lot of colonial Australian stuff was built by convict slaves.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah.
My ancestors.
So it's Van Diemen's Land, brother. Represent.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough, and like that's what I mean. Like it's. I think you've got to take all things into consideration with this stuff. It's all going to depend on what is the crime or what is the deed. Like Tiger Woods, for instance, he fucked up, right? Like there's no doubt about it. He did a fucked up thing.
He certainly did.
Yes,
He certainly-
he did fuck up. Yes. phrasing, as Tom
Probably
would say.
down as well.
Yes, absolutely,
Sideways.
absolutely. So he did a bad thing, right? But I still like, and after for a while, that sort of ruined him, I guess, to me. Like, as someone who, as a young kid growing up, like, he was always a hero of mine. And for a hero that you look up to, you know, to be ripped down in front of you, and, you know, his whole life unravel in front of you, it's hard to take, and you sort of, you know, look down on them. But at the same time, now I look at Tiger Woods, and he's not obviously the person or the player that he used to be. He's like on the comeback trail, and it's sort of like now for him, it's a story of redemption. So I can sort of get behind that now. It's like, okay, you stuffed up, you've made right. He hasn't killed anyone, but he did a bad thing. Now he's sort of trying to make right on that, and he's trying to come back. So it's
On a similar example, I think, of like story of redemption. Mel Gibson's probably the story of redemption in Hollywood in like the last 10 years, I guess.
Yeah.
What he did, what he said, everything like that, in my mind, he should never have, like, that should ruin your career.
yeah.
Like, full stop,
Yep.
career ruined.
Yep.
Like, that should be enough. And yet, he has somehow managed to creep back into Hollywood, like, just kind of waited it out, it appears, like, disappeared for however many years, and he crept back, and he was nominated for Best Director, Best Picture, I think, like, last
Hacksaw
year,
Ridge,
or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
Hacksaw
was
Ridge
never
nominated for-
going to win that. He was never going to win that.
No.
I don't think the Academy would ever give it to him, but it's like, it's just the fact that
He was nominated,
like, when
yeah.
you think about what he did and people just can't turn the blind eye, and it's like, what if he did win and then he's up there like, thanks everyone, like, I'd like to thank the Academy, it's probably got a bunch of Jews in it, but it's fine, like, it's
Oh, God.
Yeah.
it's but yeah, people just, Hollywood, especially as we're seeing lately, I mean, that's why it's like, you can't help every day I open up Twitter every morning and I see someone else's story about some fucked up shit in Hollywood at the moment or related to it. And it's like, it appears, it's just eventually people turn the blind eye, seem to not care anymore. And it's not just the people working in Hollywood or whatever. It's also, of course, the audience. Like, the audience
Yeah.
doesn't care. Like, people aren't going, I'm not going to watch this Mel Gibson movie. I'm not going to go support him because, like, he's a fuckhead. And, like, he hasn't proved to me he changed. Like, just because he disappeared for however many years and then he shows back up in movies again, people are like, no, he probably changed. It's like, he said sorry. Okay, well, I don't know. Is that really good enough for most people? It apparently is.
Yeah.
Most people seem to... It's not even like a fact of caring. It's just like, it's easier to not care,
Yeah.
I suppose, is the matter of the
that's-
fact. Like, and that is like the most thing with like the Polanski and the Woody Allen stuff like that, because it's like people just like, that's all there. Like, it's still constantly being talked about with these directors and stuff like that, and people just must switch off the care factor. Just go watch. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. So
I'm exactly like that. I'm just switch it off.
yeah, which I find interesting because I can't.
I think it all depends on the thing. Like I keep saying, like I think it all. Like, did R. Kelly pissing on chicks make me enjoy Ignition Remix any less? No. I think it was.
But I suppose that's on the if I'm going to put
That
like
was a
kissing
private
chicks in
thing.
yeah. Wasn't that consensual though?
Wasn't it statutory rape? kind of
Yeah,
thing?
it was. Yeah, it was.
Was
Yeah,
it?
It was something bad.
Yeah, it was
something bad.
underage.
Yeah, it was something bad.
Oh,
Um,
my R. Kelly history is not
Yeah.
up to date. I was reading this morning. Fucking Nelly's got accused by rape last week.
Oh God. What's he
Yeah.
done? What's he done?
Rape.
can't-
That's apparently.
Yeah, so can't everyone. Who does? I was flicking through Netflix yesterday or the day before. Another one. There's like a documentary out about Chris Brown, and I nearly
Oh
wanted
my
to throw
God, yeah,
I
I
nearly
know,
wanted
I
to
saw
throw
that.
my remote through my fucking TV because the description read like, "Hear the harrowing journey of like." Like, it made it sound like this such like sad, soppy. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Hear the truth about
I'm-
this
I had
guy.
the
I'm like,
exact same
I'm gonna chuck
reaction.
my remote through your fucking face.
I saw that. I'm
Like,
flicking through and it's like Chris Brown, My Life. It's like, you fucking what? you fucking get off.
yeah.
That was the
There's
same.
someone to me who I'm like, how does he have a career?
Yeah, fuck him.
Like-
yeah, he can fuck off.
How?
My mind goes directly to Floyd Mayweather. How does he have a career?
So, yeah,
after
he's
what
a piece of
done? How
shit
does he
too.
go to
Yeah.
jail?
Well,
Yeah.
sports is different. in sports,
Yeah, like-
people get second chance after second chance.
Yeah,
after
but
know,
that's not.
Jay
Yeah,
Lewis,
and I think it's
Mayweather,
bullshit.
fucking-
Yeah, no, I think it's.
Yeah.
It's. You're right though, Ash. They do. People get second
Yeah.
fucking chances. Michael Vick.
was,
Remember Michael
there
Vick
was a-
back in the day?
Dogfights.
Fucking dog fights.
To
He
be
got a-
fair, he did jail time. Like
yeah,
he
that's
did
true.
it.
Yeah, yeah, but still,
But then-
shit person. Like he's just welcome. I mean,
Yeah, I know that. Like,
Yeah, I guess he
that's
paid
my
his-
thing.
he
Like,
paid his pants,
If
yeah.
they pay their dues and take the punishment or whatever, yeah, fine, whatever. If you can come back and make it,
yeah,
good on you.
yeah.
But it's like the people that get away scot free. Even like now, Ezekiel Elliott, proven to beat his missus, he keeps on fucking getting off this 6-week suspension. And as far as I know, there's no legal proceedings against him.
So what about Mike Tyson? What about Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about Mike
Yeah,
Tyson? Because to me, Mike Tyson's a piece of shit. Like,
He is, but he's a fantastic boxer.
he was a fantastic boxer, but he's
It's
to me,
fun
like
when
even though
they
he went to jail, he paid his dues as far as I'm concerned. He comes out of jail, rehabilitated in the eyes of society and the law, still a piece of shit.
Oh, he's still a shit human being, but it doesn't take away his athletic.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that,
Achievements.
but I don't think he should be lauded and appreciated in the way that he is, and you know he still gets media opportunities and opportunities to earn.
He's in
well.
movies. And
Yeah, exactly right. Because of who he is, and that gets me a bit. Like that's the thing. Like I'm like, okay, you did a fucking terrible thing. You should not now be able to, like, you should go and work, packing bags. Like, yeah, you paid your dues and all that, but
Like any other person who's gone to jail?
yeah, but have this. But like, yeah, exactly right. But no, that's the thing. Like someone else who's done the exact same crime probably does longer in jail because they're an unknown person. Comes out of jail, cannot get a job, will not be accepted, cannot travel overseas, does not have any of the rights of any other someone who, like for instance, in America, you know, their laws are pretty strict with that kind of thing. You go to jail for having 2 grams of marijuana on you or something like that. You come out of jail, you can't get a job anywhere. You can't leave the country. You can't do anything. But someone who's raped someone can come out of jail and then still be able to lead a life like that and have all those opportunities. It's like, I know that, like, yep, they paid their dues and it's fine, they can remember, but it just irks me more than anything. Like, it's like, I'm like, okay, it's in the eyes of society and the world, that's fine. Like, they can do whatever opportunity, I guess in the eyes of the law is their opportunity. Good for them, I guess, but it irks me that someone can come out of jail for something like that and be able to live a really good life like that. And their victim probably hasn't had a good life.
It's
Sucks.
I think it's for everything, including sports athletes. I still think it's the very similar thing of just like because athletes, especially today, they're still basically made up to be personas. They're stars. They're basically
on the pedestal,
acting when they're not acting. They're playing characters. Like a lot of them are, in my mind. They're and if you look even back to like the O.J. Simpson thing. People never wanted to believe it was him because of how much everyone loved him.
The gloves didn't fit.
He was found not guilty by a jury of his peers. Dylan?
But people didn't want to believe it. People didn't even want to blink at the idea of him being accused because it's like this is kind of how Hollywood's been since. I'd like to know at what stage at what stage did people start putting Hollywood stars and sports and athletes, whatever else, up onto such high pedestals where I think people forget they're even a person, they're willing to look past them and stuff like this. And this morning I was watching this video on, because everyone in Hollywood and even the people outside Hollywood, like normal people like us, never want anyone in there to be bad. No one wants that world to go bad. No one wants the people we love to turn out to be shit. No one wants their heroes to turn out to be bad people, stuff like that. And when especially today, with all the stories going around, the idea that the idea of Hollywood, the idea of the rich folk or whatever else, and that includes movie stars, actors, athletes, because they all mingle, whatever you want to call it, they'll get together. So, and this is why people turn a blind eye and a lot of time and just forget, like, oh, he got accused of this. It doesn't matter because, like the idea that one person falling could topple the whole fucking stack. And I watched this interview this morning. It was an old one, but I only saw a link to it this morning when I was looking for the stuff for a Corey Feldman interview from like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I saw
like
that.
2013 or something like that. And he's doing this thing, and he's talking. There was
On The
this
View.
The View, where he's like, these people, like, they fucking blah blah blah, and Barbara, whatever
Walters?
her fucking name
Barbara
is. Anyway,
Walters?
fuck this chick. Fuck this old lady. Whatever, Barbara, whatever her name is. Host of
Barbara
The View is.
Walters.
Barbara
Yeah,
Walters.
Barbara Walters. Like he's saying that all these people like abused him as he was a child and all this sort of stuff. And her reaction's like, "Do you know what you could do to Hollywood?" Or like something like that. Like, "Do you know what you could do? Like when you're saying all this, do you want us to believe that everyone?" Like her initial reaction is to protect that bubble, like protect the rich and elite. Like if you're saying this, because if even one person's wrong, like even if one person's a wrongdoer, that affects all of us. That everyone, and by everyone I mean everyone in the world, I believe, like protects these people, even if they're not meaning to. Because to me, the constant turning of blind eye to, oh, rapist accused, doesn't matter, director, still watch his movie. Oh, he fucking hates Jews and stuff, doesn't matter, I'll just forgive him at the blink of an eye. That's all participation in protecting that bubble.
Yeah.
And like, it's as much the audience's fault that's led to the way that play, like the Hollywood structure and all that sort of stuff is to me now, as it is the people involved there. Because everyone watching and participating and stuff is turning a blind eye as much, even after people are accused. I'm like, why?
Because it's always been the way of the world.
Yeah.
So change it.
You asked the question about, like, you know, how long is people, probably back until, like, it's probably been,
Well,
it's a status
funny you
thing,
say
right?
this.
Sorry, go.
Charlie Chaplin knocked up and married a 15-year-old girl when he was 34.
That's bad. But like it's probably like it's a systematic thing with society, right, Dylan? Like it goes all the way back to probably thousands of years. It's like, you know, the kings and queens and whoever the people of status were, and people look up to them. They can do whatever they want. They can rape, pillage, behead people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what was the king who had that many wives that
Yeah,
Henry
just kept fucking killing
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? And it
Started
goes along.
created
and-
his own religion so he could get divorced?
through to the years of like Shakespeare and, you know, the Shakespearean actors. I'm sure whoever, all those people who participated in his plays weren't, you know, probably upstanding people. Who knows? Some of them may have been bad people, done bad things that were known about, but people probably still, like I said, protected them because of the status. And all the way through sports people, you know, like I can't imagine if Frank Sinatra lived today. You know, like I'm sure he did some bad things. All those
He
people,
said he was connected to the mob.
yeah, with exactly. Do you know what I mean? Though, like, all those guys, it's probably a systematic problem that's been ingrained in society for thousands of years. I don't think it's anything that one can probably be fixed overnight. I think it's probably getting better. Things like this Weinstein thing happening, it's getting better. People are speaking out against it, but it's something that's been ingrained in society for thousands of years. It's not just going to go change overnight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's getting better. Have you looked at the president of the United States of America at the moment?
Oh, don't even get me started on that fucker.
Does
Yeah, well, I mean, that is like another really great example, isn't it? Here's a guy who was on tape saying, you know, just grab him by the pussy and whatever the fuck else, and everyone was just like, we'll just ignore that. Like sure, he said that, but I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen and elect him anyway.
Yeah.
but the emails?
Which, I mean,
But
kill someone.
oh god.
But yeah, I mean, that is a great example. That's like that happened a year ago.
Yeah.
And that was a whole country turning the blind eye. And that is the world's richest, most
A
powerful...
third of the country.
A third of the country. The world's most powerful leader, and was voted in because people decided to turn a blind eye because they want to. Like, you don't turn a blind eye because you don't want to. You turn a blind eye because you want to. Like, that's a decision you make, even if you do it subconsciously. That's a decision you participate in. Don't accidentally turn a blind eye to information. You can't just forget it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Unless you got dementia.
Well, I suppose if you have...
Then you get a pass.
Probably something else.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I don't. It's just
What if
I don't really know. Like with everything, and then the Chris Brown and I'm just like, oh, it's just kind of,
Is there anyone else you're conflicted about, Dylan? Maybe we can.
I mean, there's probably
talk you
heaps of
through it.
people. And
What about Eminem?
It's-
What about Eminem? Let's go back to Eminem, where this all originated. How do you feel about Eminem? So you can turn a blind eye to
Eminem was the cause of all of this.
How do you?
I can.
You can turn a blind eye
Well,
to Eminem.
Rap music in a whole is interesting. Like you have to turn a blind eye to basically all of rap music, nearly.
Yeah.
Because basically everyone uses, unless they're like newer artists and stuff these days, where their language is less colourful. Anything
also
you're
less
listening
good.
to, like 90s, early 2000s back, I suppose, is probably full of lots of profanity, like really bad homophobic, sexist, whatever
Racist.
whatever else you want to call it,
Yeah.
language. What's not racist if a black guy says the N word? Like that's not straight up racism. That's
Yeah.
you can't. Every rap song's racist all of a sudden.
But they do have there is a lot of racial.
Well, Eminem has one racist song off his very first album. Like it's a legit racist song.
Yeah, but
like
if he says
proper
the so if he says the N word, it's racist, right?
no, he basically made a song.
Yeah, but
and this is off-
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like if he says. So you're saying like if black people say the N word in a song, it's not racist. But if Eminem says it, then it inherently has to be racist, doesn't it? If he says the N word, because he's not a black person.
Yes.
Yes,
I don't know.
Doesn't make him a racist, but it is.
It is racist.
It is a racist
it's
thing
wrong.
to do.
It's yes.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's
Like,
I'm just
Well, CK
clarifying.
said the N word.
So you stop turning a blind
Saying
eye, Dylan.
that
Stop
meme
turning a
is
blind
Charlie
eye.
Murphy.
What did you say?
No, yeah, I mean, all rap music's like something I struggle with because, and I suppose it's because like I grew up listening to lots of rap music when I was younger and stuff like that, and then as I got older, I grew into my SJW tendencies, whatever you want to call it, to make it easier for everyone to
You
understand.
became
Like,
more
so-
aware of the world.
You can't self-aware.
Yeah, I became more aware to world, and I grew what it, like I grew into stuff I care about and decide to care about, I suppose. But it's like I've always had that dilemma with rap music still. Like I'm like, because I'll listen to it and I'll just like I'll notice it every time, but I do turn a admitted blind eye to a lot of it. And I believe, and it's only because like unless I actually think they're saying stuff that's racist or sexist and stuff like that. Like to me, Eminem's a character, and a lot of his really sexist stuff is like that's a character. That's like the Slim Shady character. So I kind of it's kind of like having an actor like abuse a woman or something in a TV show for the plot or something, if that makes like any kind of sense. I'm not saying it's great. I prefer he didn't do it, and he's been he's better at it now. But it's specifically proliferate in his older material. Like it's really bad. His newer stuff, less of it. There was one rape joke he made on the Straight Outta Compton soundtrack. There's a song on that where he makes a rape joke. And I remember there being like 100, because of course there was like 100 news stories and stuff like that. And I was like, Trump's trying to get elected, guys. Like on the scale, 100 seems quite excessive.
Where does everyone come down just on this sort of thing with like what? Because so Eminem's not like he's not like out there in getting videotaped by people on racist rants. He's not getting charges for rape, and he's assaulted people and stuff like that, which is not good and that. But he's not like murdering people and doing terrible things. He just says things in his music. So where does everyone come down then on comedy? It's like stand-up comics. So for me, I feel the way you feel about Eminem, Dylan, I feel the same way about stand-up comics. I feel like that's a medium where you're playing a bit, you're doing a bit, you're making a joke, you're playing a character. And it's like, as far as I'm concerned, that's the medium, that's the joke, that's the thing. Like people were getting up, Jim Jeffries when he was in Melbourne, right? There was a couple of articles that came out, sort of coming at him because he was making rapey, jokes or
People spat it
sexist
with
jokes.
Those Dave Chappelle specials on Netflix.
Yeah, the
when
Dave,
they came out
yeah,
as well.
the Dave Chappelle specials and all the what's his name who just passed away unfortunately.
The big dude.
The big guy, yeah, like his were very much in that vein. Ralphie May and you know and all of that, and there's been a lot of, you know, those, obviously Eddie Murphy, like Raw and Delirious, like if they came out today people would be outraged, but like for mine comedy is like that's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing as the music. It's like if Eminem's playing a bit, that's their bit. Like I'm sure that Jim Jeffries isn't going out to, you know, in his conversations with his mum and making, you know, sexist comments to her, and he might be, I don't know, but he's a quite intelligent man. I'm sure that he isn't. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm sure that Dave Chappelle isn't as well. Ralphie May, maybe, but I'm sure Dave Chappelle and, you know, these types of guys aren't, that get sort of pulled up and persecuted for their jokes being, you know, borderline inappropriate. So how do you guys feel then about comedy? Do you view comedy in the same vein as you do music?
Yep. I don't
Yeah.
care.
I think comedy's
If
a
it
weird
makes me
one.
laugh,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I can understand where some people could get offended by like jokes by that, but that's the point, I think, sort of, for some people.
Yeah.
Some people enjoy getting pushed that sort of way.
Yeah. If you're going to get
Other people don't.
Yeah. Dylan?
It's case by case basis. Like
Yeah.
you can make a sexist joke. You can watch like a sexist joke from like the 80s and it's very like straight up, like as funny as like saying women belong in the kitchen, which is like that's not like a funny joke anymore. Like that
Like
should
if
be
you
really
tweeted out like
acceptable.
a day without women, like on a
Yeah, that's
on a certain day.
pretty
It's pretty
pretty
funny.
boring. It's pretty boring. That's like shitty humor to me. Like that's relying on a very boring type of joke that's not going to make me laugh. If you want to have like a what could be called a sexist joke, but it's actually kind of smart and it's kind of like that's what I'm saying. Like I have no example, but like there's a difference to me between a smart joke that could be taken wrong and just a straight up shitty, lame, like level
Half-assed.
1 joke that like yeah, it's just half-assed. It's like okay, like everyone made jokes like this 20 years ago. And if you're a comedian, especially like the older comedians that you still see touring these days, and you're still pulling that same type of jokes, it's like maybe you should retire. Honestly, like
So where do you
if you're
draw-
still pulling the type of
disagree.
humor, if you're still pulling the same type of humor, because a lot of the humor that used to be really acceptable, I suppose, in the 80s, or especially I suppose the 70s, really late 70s and stuff like that, it's not going to make me laugh. No.
So where do you...
So because
why
it
do you-
doesn't make you laugh, they should retire.
So my question then is, where do you draw the line then in that, like, music is in its like it's in its own, like, why is music protected? Why is someone like Eminem or whoever who
I'm sorry, it's fine. Like Dave Chappelle made like a rape joke in his stand-up. It was fine. It was a smart joke.
yeah.
Like, it was.
They still have to be a good comedian.
It was like 20 minute, half hour lead up to a rape joke.
I think,
and it was.
I think
good.
with what you're saying is like, you know, all right, if someone in the general public makes a joke like, oh, you know, why the women ran because they should have been in the kitchen, ha ha ha, like, yeah, that's a fucking stupid joke, right? And it's probably not clever, but stand-up comedians generally, every stand-up comedian, I know a couple of stand-up comedians, and stand-up comedy is something that I find, you know, fantastic medium for entertainment. And as far as I'm concerned, 99.9% of stand-up comedians are very, very intelligent people, and you have to be, I think, to pull off that medium. And majority of the time, their jokes are quite clever. 99.9% I don't think I've ever watched a stand-up comedy special and been like, come on, man, that's not cool. Like Jim Jeffries, I use him as an example. Very intelligent man, very smart man, very quick, very, very smart. He got pulled up for making, you know,
I don't know
sexist
the
jokes.
story. Like,
yeah. That's what I
I've
mean.
watched-
That's what I mean.
what
Like,
is-
I feel like
What'd he get pulled up for?
it was a joke about like. I can't even remember what it was. It was like, you know, oh, you know, if your missus and she's asleep and rah, rah. It was something like that. I don't want to directly quote it because I don't know the joke, but I remember it in context and I'd heard it in a comedy show that he did, and I laughed at it. I thought it was fine. I thought it was funny in the context of a comedy show. It was funny. It was smart the way he put it in there. But he gets persecuted because of the content of the joke, and that's where for me, I feel the same way that you do about music. It's like music is music, and like the rap thing is like that's their bit or their the character they're putting on. Comedy is exactly the same thing. And if it's a dumb joke, yeah, but 99.9% of the time, stand-up comedy, like I said, these guys are fucking intelligent, and you have to be entertaining in that medium, to be successful in that medium. You have to be smart. You can't be dumb and be a stand-up comic. It just doesn't happen.
You can. Carrot Top's been in Vegas for like 20 years.
That's different. He's situational comedy. That's different. So yeah, I feel the same way that you do about like Eminem and his music, about comedy.
But even on music, and it's the same for comedians, like it's case by case basis for everything for me. Like just because I'm like, oh, Eminem's playing character, so I kind of just let it fly by, even though it's still kind of like, I'm not saying that what he says in some of his songs doesn't annoy me. I'm saying it does annoy me, but I let it pass.
So I think,
whereas there are other rap artists who say similar stuff. Like, do you know who Tyler the Creator is? Like, he's really, really fucking popular. I think he's banned in Australia. Like, they won't let him in anyway. But he's like a popular young rapper. I tried listening to some of his stuff. Way too gross. Way too like Eminem times like 3 or 4. And people are like, yeah, but that's just him. Like, that's just like he's like that's the character. Like Tyler the Creator. I'm like, I can't. Like, it made me feel sick listening to some of his shit. Like that's what I'm saying. That's case by case.
you ever hear Dance
Not
with the
like
Devil?
Eminem,
Do you know
it's
the
everyone.
Do you know the song Dance with the Devil?
Yeah.
That song's fucked up.
By who?
Oh, God. Come back to me. I'll come.
So stand-up comedians are the same. Like, I'm not gonna like just because I let that one Dave Chappelle joke pass.
Immortal
mean
Technique.
Every joke passes.
Immortal Technique. That song's fucked
Oh
up.
yeah,
man.
Immortal Technique. Yeah. I know.
Listen to that song. It's crazy.
I've got one to put towards you.
Go.
With the despicable people in the Catholic Church, does that take away all the altruism and good they put into the world as well? Like, can you separate the two? Because you can't deny that they don't do good with Vinnies and all the charity work and missions and everything they do around the world. Does that take away? Does the pedophile priest take that away from them?
This is the kind of scenario where people like imagine there's like a crowd of people like the whole Catholic Church is on a podium to get like they're being taken to court, the Catholic Church in a whole, and I guarantee the world is there on the podium, and there would be a bunch of people going, we understand what they did, but I just want to let it pass because look at all the good they've done. And to me, I'd be like, no, because we can just shut them all down. And then someone else can continue. Like, just because you do good doesn't mean it negates the thing. It always reminds me of a mutual friend I had growing up. And he was a constant dick. Like, he crashed, like, my friend's car with his girlfriend at the time in it. And then he was like, oh... And his mum comes around and she's like, oh, he's really a good kid, like, blah, 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 blah. He was the type of person who would, like... steal shit, like he stole shit out of someone's boat and all this sort of thing, and then at the end of the week, go to church on Sunday, donate $20, everyone will be like, good, look, he's a good kid, like he's really he's just not quite on track. I'm like, just because you do good doesn't negate the bad, and I don't feel like
but that's exactly like what you're saying with if you put Hollywood in the place of the Catholic Church, you're pretty much saying the same thing, that there's just because there's some bad eggs in there, just doesn't makes all of them, ties them all with the same brush.
Yeah, I think
it kind of does.
No, I don't think that's fair, because that's like saying, all right, that's like saying, all right, one of us, for instance, Explosion Network, one of the Explosion Network is found out to have done something terrible, then that means that all of the Explosion Network are terrible. That means that you're terrible, Dylan. That means that you're terrible, Ash. No. It's the same thing, right? And it's the same thing with the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church inherently stands for something that is good. They do a lot of good, and I know hundreds of devout Catholic people and Christians who are great people, but there are some terrible fuckers in there, and those terrible fuckers deserve to be persecuted and fucking do whatever you have to do to bring them to justice. But they're not all bad. You can't go, you're all bad because of a select, and whether it's a decent majority or a percentage of it's a quarter of them or a fifth of them or a tenth of them or whatever. When it comes to something
like the Catholic Church, which has been proven to have like the cover-up stories and everything goes so deep. It's not it's not surface level. It's not like a couple people on the outskirts. Like it is deep cover type stuff. That's where I'm like, tear it all down. Like the only way to outroot that evil is to tear that whole system down. And depending on like how Hollywood goes, and it won't happen because it's like not possible at all to happen. But the more and more I hear about the amount of people and the way the systems run in Hollywood, it's another situation where it's like, this is so deep seated. This is so into the fucking molten lava of the system that the only way for it to be fixed, blow it the fuck up. Tear it all down.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
it's
gonna
also
happen,
not
but it's
fair
just
on
like
the.
how
But
I-
it's also not
that's
fair
just
on the
how I
innocents.
feel.
You know what I mean? It's also not. You need. It needs to be done. That's not like it's the same thing as like people who say, "Oh fuck, just drop a fucking bomb on Afghanistan or that. Fucking blow them all up." It's
'cause that's
exactly the
killing
same
people.
thing. Sorry, say again.
That's
Not
killing
exactly the
people.
same thing.
No,
but-
it's exactly
Not
no,
exactly
no.
the
It
same
is
thing.
exactly the same thing.
It's
You
not
are
exactly
painting them
the
all
same
with the
thing.
same brush. You're saying, well,
It
there's
is, yeah.
there's a good majority of them that are fucking terrible people. Just kill them all. And it's exactly the same as going, well, the Catholic Church is a fair amount of them that are bad. Just tear the whole thing down. There's ways to go about it, and just blowing the whole thing up or tearing the whole thing down or dropping a bomb on all of them is not the way to do it. No one's doing it. I'm not saying that whatever is, because obviously no one's doing it right at the moment as far as the church goes, as far as the Middle East goes, as far as Hollywood goes. No one's doing it right. But the solution is to not destroy everyone. That is not the solution.
Well, I'm not
That's
talking
the
about
first
killing
time
the
those three
Catholic
things have
Church.
been connected in one sentence.
Sorry, Dylan, what did you say?
I'm not talking about killing people, though. I'm saying...
No, I know, but it's the same principle, though. It's the same
It's
principle.
the same principle, but just escalated.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's
Yeah.
not, because
Yes, it is.
in my mind, if I was in charge, I'm like, we stop everything they're doing and we put a however many year investigation into it. Like, how is stopping everything the same as blowing up an entire country?
Because you're
You're literally
stopping
stopping everything.
so...
It's the same principle.
Yes,
It's
you are.
exactly
You're
the same
stopping your
principle.
life. You're like,
Okay,
damn,
well, I
that's it.
stopped
Full
the
stop.
entire Catholic Church system, and I stop a bunch of little kiddies from getting their bits played with.
It's the same principle. It's the same principle.
Or I blow up all of Afghanistan, which is a very similar...
It's the same principle, though.
Yeah,
It's
little
exactly
kiddies
the same
don't get
principle.
played with.
You are
No, because...
you
because
are
it's not the
punishing
same,
the
because-
masses for
Because if
the
you're like
crimes
Dylan,
of
how
the
would you
few.
how would you solve the
cannot
problems in
do that.
Afghanistan? My answer isn't blow it up, so it's not the same.
You said the exact same thing about Hollywood, though. Blow it up. That you use those exact words.
Yeah, but I'm not talking literally.
I know that, but it's the
blowing-
same
yeah, it's
principle.
the same concept, just elevated.
Exactly. You use the same concept. You use the same principle.
Shut Hollywood
You
down.
cannot punish you cannot punish the majority for the crimes of the few. It is not fair.
It's not fair, but that's life.
It's not fair either. Like, and it's
You're
just
like-
going to keep
you're-
on going the
it's-
way it is
well,
going.
No, because talk about the Hollywood situation. Don't shut down Hollywood so the innocent in Hollywood can continue being rich and innocent, while the naughty people continue being rich and naughty. Or shut it down and the rich, innocent people have no work for a few years or something, and you make their life harder. But then the upcoming kids and the new people entering Hollywood, up-and-coming actors, young child actors, all these people suddenly aren't getting fucked.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, but it's
continue
not just the
Hollywood.
rich and famous people who are going to be screwed over.
Yeah, what about
it's
the
the
non-
grips, it's the lighting guys,
Yeah.
it's the makeup people.
You're gonna.
I'm aware.
Yeah, I know, and
I
that's
know
why it's a
you're aware,
terrible
I'm just saying.
solution.
But your solution continues the behavior.
I don't have a solution. I don't have a solution. I'm telling you that your solution's fucked.
Well, it's not fucked. It's
it is-
I would be willing to
quite
make
fucked.
the
You'd
I would be willing
sacrifice
to-
not having any new content for 2-3 years.
yeah.
So say
Give
you're
me 0 movies for 5 years. Give me
So
0
all
TV
of those,
shows for
so
Star
the
Wars.
unemployment. So all those
Fuck
people.
Shut
What
Star
about
Wars.
what about
if you
the?
honestly think Star Wars is worth more to me than
It's not about the
what we're
content.
talking
It's about the
about.
people. What about all those people? What about the dudes who work fucking admin at the studios? You shut them all down. They've got a family of fucking 4 kids and a mortgage that they've got to pay for. What because of some asshole's mistakes, they've got to be out of a job and they've got to sell their house and live on the street with their kids. Is that what you're suggesting? That's ludicrous, dude.
What? No.
It's crazy. You're crazy.
you're
That's not
saying
what
that
we
because you're not in that situation. You're not in that
No.
situation. Would you say that? Would you say that's a solution if you were a boom mic operator and then you're out in the street, you're homeless, and you can't get a job again?
Dylan,
Well, you could go on the radio.
you're gonna have to get a new job. We're shutting down all of Hollywood. We're gonna have to get a new job because for the next couple of years, we're just gonna try and uproot all the evil that's been in Hollywood for the last 100 years, so no people get raped anymore on a daily
You're
night.
fucking
I'd be
dreaming,
like, well,
mate.
that kind of sucks, but I guess I'll go work at the fucking supermarket.
What about the hundreds of thousands of people that are all going to be going for that same job as well?
I mean, this isn't really the topic, but if you want to like, talk about it, why don't you shut Hollywood down?
And move it to
I don't
Bollywood.
exactly know what that means.
Yeah, just distribute them. Distribute them.
Send them
to
all to
the
India.
other film industries in the
Bollywood.
world.
Brett Lee, the biggest celebrity
Brett
in the world.
Lee, oh God. In Prince, like in not even in theory or in principle, but in spirit, Dylan, what you're saying is yes, that whatever needs to be done. It is for the good. It's not like what you're saying is for the negative, but it's just not a logical. What you're saying is an extremist solution. It is.
Yeah, it would never happen.
I mean, Hollywood didn't even stop when there was a writer's strike. They just made stuff
Yeah.
without scripts. So it's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Yeah, we had Mad
No, I
Max
don't think
Fury
it'll
Road.
actually
It was great.
I'm being very extreme on purpose
Yeah.
because it's a extreme example.
But
It's
an
an extreme example
as history
of the kind of
as history has told us, the extreme solutions are never, ever the right ones. Ever.
Yep.
I feel like we're in a world where people
Not exactly.
might need to make some brave, weird decisions.
I don't
And
know.
then that's
Matt
how we
Hardy
got
built his
Trump,
career
brother.
on-
That's how we got Trump elected.
Well, Hollywood would never be fixed while Trump's still in office. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, word.
Yes,
word.
it'll never be fixed ever, period. There's too
Probably.
much money involved.
That's money, power, money, greed, and then people turn a blind eye. I suppose I'm gonna. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna wrap up the show there before we.
Before we
It's
kill
only
each
a
Moral
other.
of the show is bomb Afghanistan. Dylan approved.
No, that was not my idea.
That was Jack's idea.
That was my idea.
I have no great ideas. for
I'll tell you
how
what,
to-
though. No, I'm not even going to suggest that because that just leads to bad. I'll say it off air because I know Jaden will find a way.
And then we're going to get audio of Jack from the last 34, 35 episodes and just cut it together.
Just cut it all together. Yeah, we're going to have some bad things.
Where can the people follow you, Jack?
You can find me on Twitter at cruisy_mate, YouTube cruisymate. Stay tuned for things.
Nicholas, where can people follow you?
You can find me at Lord and Prior, PRIOR.
Ashley?
You can follow me on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEY, and if you're in Melbourne for PAX next week, I guess you could follow me in person.
Yeah,
That's kind of creepy. I mean,
just do it. He likes it.
That
just
probably-
say hello. That'd be better.
Also, what Hitler done didn't take away from the greatness that is Mein Kampf. Separate artist from literature.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
You can follow me on Twitter at Vivaladil, VIVALADIL. You can follow the show, the network, at Explosion Pod. You should rate the show on iTunes. This particular episode was probably a 3, maybe?
No,
3.5.
this is a solid
But
4
this
and
is 5.
This is a solid 4.6 at least.
overall, just give all the shows 5 stars. That would be.
I rate this
highly
10 nukes over
appreciated.
Afghanistan.
Nope. That's
Nope.
That's it's not
Ooh.
actually. Not
I mean,
actually
if they
fair.
made it this far, I mean,
Nope.
into the
I reckon
episode.
people gave up at the point there was 4 people yelling at the same time. Good night, everyone.
Hey, listen, Kieran here. If you haven't heard, the Explosion Network will be streaming for 24 hours and participating in Extra Life on November 4th, raising money for the Sick Kids Centre for Global Child Health. Head on over to explosionnetwork.com/extralife for all the details on how you can help us, including donating, giving us some ideas for challenges, or games you'd like to see us play. October 27th to 29th, apparently PAX Melbourne's happening, and I'm going to be there with Dylan, Ash, and Jono. So feel free to come say hey if you see us on the show floor. Then, there's a disturbance in the Force. On October 27th, we'll be launching a Star Wars podcast in the lead up to Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Of course, our weekly shows will always continue. Pleasure Explosion Mondays, Platinum Explosions on Tuesdays, and Grandstand Gurus Thursdays. All at 12 p.m. Catch our live streams where I like to dwell during the evenings at twitch.tv/Explosion Network, and keep your targets locked on explosionnetwork.com for all our explosive content. Shout out to Bevan.
Okay.
God.
Very good.
That was interesting.